This place is another reality that the ruler's heart projects.
Hey, so I just wanted to just jump in and just continue from where I left off. I wanted to make this episode more specifically geared towards the game that I've been playing and sharing more information about that in regards to my own personal life and how this could be of an aid to you. Like, you know, there's lessons in everything. I mean, there's lessons in every single thing, and whatever your thing is, you can guarantee there's a lesson in it. So if you haven't if you haven't listened to episode 14, I talked about a video game I started. It's a video game titled Persona 5. Now I played the Persona series. Well, I played Persona 4 Golden a while ago, and I fell in love with it because of its themes of tarot, and it's just the whole concept behind the game is dope. You know, long story short, the game speaks on confronting your shadow nature, and the characters, each of them have a persona, or you can have multiple personas, and they use these personas or personalities, or what we learn that they are their shadow natures, to fight their battles in the shadow world. So these characters have this ability. They go to this shadow world through one way, shape, or form. In Persona 4 Golden, you would go through this shadow world through a television. In this game, Persona 5, you use an app on your phone that changes your reality and takes you into the shadow world. And there, you know, the characters are placed in situations where their true nature comes forth and fights the battles, and they obtain victories. A very important key in the game also is relationship building. You have to build relationships, meaningful relationships, and they give you more abilities, but these abilities also, they are categorized by the major arcana in tarot as well. So let me just get right into this whole thing. So let's just go.
This place is another reality that the ruler's heart projects.
And that is a clip from the character whose name is Morgana, and Morgana is a small feline creature that is accessible right now where I'm at in the shadow world. So the shadow world is the exact same. So where I'm in the school of the city in Shujin Academy, but in Shujin Academy, I'm in the shadow version of Shujin Academy. And that excerpt is from Morgana stating that this place is another reality that the ruler's heart projects. So the ruler is not myself, but the ruler of that particular school. And the ruler of that school is a particular person who I'm learning has some type of an issue. And that person is the king of that area, and appears to be the king of hearts in some way, shape, or form. It looks the character, he looks like he has an issue, like he has some perverse challenges. So right now, that school functions as a castle, but it has prison cells and different things in there that's reflective or indicative of the behavior or the characteristics of the ruler.
This is Kamoshida's reality? Shit makes no sense at all.
So, right, we're in the reality of someone else. Now, one thing I didn't include about this game is that to get to this shadow world, there is an app on the main character's phone, and I named my character Yuki Akira. And Yuki Akira's phone has this app on it, and it's called the Metaverse Navigator. The Metaverse Navigator opens up that shadow world where you can access those different realities, but it's all in the shadow world. It's all the shadow reality of, you know, if many people don't know, a lot of games deal with that duality, that balance of light and dark, good and evil, the necessity of both of them. However, one typically is usually out of balance, and one is always looking to consume the other, and there's always some type of balancing act that's happening at play. And that's what's happening here. My main character, I thought about naming him myself, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna try to keep it within the, keep it Japanese. But My character is, he discovers who he is, and then his persona, one of his many personas, come up, and his persona is a thief. As I mentioned in my previous episode 14, his character is a thief, and his persona is based on, I meant to say not his character, but his persona is based on a fictional character by the name of Arsène Lupin.
One could say it's a world in which one's distorted desires have materialized.
There you have it. Broken down in its simplest form. So that's where I'm at. I'm discovering and going into these shadow worlds and different areas. And my personas are actually fighting justice. My own personal repressed demons or things are the ones that are in this shadow world dealing with others, people's distortions. And they call it distortions. There's so many names you can call it. Sins, I guess, in some different systems you can call it whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you're fighting in the shadow world by calling up your shadow, which you've actually made peace with, and now you're using that to combat the baddies. So Kamoshida, he's like in the school, in the light world, he's like not a coach, but he's like this, really attractive school teacher, coach man who, I meet him in the very beginning. He's picking up one of the students. He actually offers to give the student a ride to school, and she's a girl, and she's attractive. She's an attractive student. But he also asks myself, my character, and the friend I'm just meeting, his name is Ryuji. He asks if we need a ride. So, I select the option of no, and Ryuji selects the option. He's like no, because he has an issue with Kamoshida. I think Kamoshida basically got him in trouble for Ryuji's behavior, and my character and Ryuji both have a past with the law. So my character had a charge put against him because he was defending someone that was being taken advantage of in an alleyway. So my character got transferred or expelled from his original school and then got sent to Shujin Academy. Ryuji had some past as well, and we ended up becoming friends, but people in the school are talking about our relationship as if, we have one criminal and we have another guy, they're making friends already. Oh, this is going to be bad. There's a bunch of rumors and things going around in the school, and he's trying to navigate and understand himself in that environment. But in the meantime, he moved to this area, and he's trying to grow and develop. He just doesn't know his place in that new city yet. And not to mention that, but he's kind of like in this weird mental space, because when he falls asleep, he wakes up in this room, this prison, and it's called a velvet room, and he's shackled, and there's two prison guards that are female in front of him, and then in front of the prison guards there's this man in the center of the prison named Igor, and they're both using different words that are confusing to him, such as rebellion and rehabilitation, and they're making him feel as though they're telling him he basically has one or two options: rebel against the distortion, or the rebel against the sin or the evil, or die. And they tell him that his future appears to be promising, because it looks as if he's going to make the right decision, but he just doesn't know what's going on, and he just is just confused. So he's in this weird mental state because of these different things that are happening: the app on his phone, the velvet room dream, and then these weird moments in reality where he's just seeing things, little splits and jumps in between worlds. And it just gets really, really funny from that moment on. That's when the relationships begin to build and all these different things begin to happen. The game starts, basically.
Your appearance reflects your inner self. It's the rebel that slumbers within.
So when you enter that world using that Metaverse Navigator app, you have a different outfit, and that outfit consists of a mask that is about a half mask, so it covers half of your face. and it's indicative of your